This golfer completely transformed his flip from looking like this to now looking like this with this one drill I'm about to show you right now. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the hanger training aid. I absolutely love this. I firmly believe that this is good for every single golfer. This hanger here creates and controls what I think is the most important part of the swing, which is the wrist angle. It snaps right on. It takes me probably 30 seconds to put on. I can put it right in my golf bag, and best of all is you can hit balls with it. You can actually hit balls with it. So I love this hanger training aids. Look at when I do that well, how that sits on my forearm. Now watch when I cut my wrist, how that comes off. Immediate feedback for where my wrist angle's at. No one that can have too flat of a left wrist. One of the few things that all good ball strikers have, we're trying to have. Flat left wrist, right? Super easy to use, incredible immediate feedback. With the coupon code GogornoGolf.com, it's only $59. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll put all the details down in the description down below. Now, before I show you how this drill works, let me just quickly show you the before and after.
Here we can see the before pattern with the weaker grip and the early throw release. See how the club shaft is getting thrown too soon relative to a model swing. By the time we get down to impact, you see the difference between where they're at just past impact there. So see how Grant has the arm and shaft in a straight line over the left leg. We can see the arm back here, the shaft passing the lead arm too quickly. So as we get the hands down to the thigh, you can see this release pattern much too early. Here's Grant in about the same position. See how the shaft and the arm are almost in one straight line already. You see the difference here. Those are the wrists being loaded, the trail wrist extension and radial deviation. So there's more angle here, right? We have a wider arc early release through the hit, and this is more of what we're looking to get to right into and past impact there. So here's the before. You can see the weak grip pattern there with the hands. We're going to make the face more open. And then the main issue we have, which is on the way down, we're going to see the club head getting thrown too soon, the early release pattern. So we see as we go through impact, the arm plane here with the shaft plane too far ahead. See how fast the club head is throwing and going past the hands. Now you can see the new version here, the grip is stronger. Still need to do a little bit better with that right hand grip, which we will do next session. But here, now watch the difference in the release pattern on our short ones to start. Now we're getting the handle more forward at impact. Now we get the shaft and the arm in line at the left leg and a much more passive release, much better compression, handle forward at impact.
Okay, so there we saw the before and after of Justin working through to start to train out and get rid of his flip, his early throw, right, early release cast motion, and get to an impact position that we really all want to have, which has the hands ahead with some good shaft lean, like we see all the pros do. Now, a couple of pieces that we had to do with Justin that you saw in there, and some of the pieces I want you to pay attention to and doing this drill. Now, we've done this drill before with Ryan Hager. We did a finish line drill, and it's a really good visual that I've been using with a lot of our lessons that get results like that. So how this works is you take an alignment rod and you just put it about a club head width or so outside of the golf ball from the down the line angle. So just far enough away that you're never going to hit it, but close enough that you always get the visual. So you should see from face on that it looks like the stick is right in line with the golf ball, and that's what it looks like for me. Now, just to get started with, what I want you to do, and you're going to do this with a short iron, something like an 8 or a 9 iron's fine, is I want you to go from your setup position, which should have the, the golf balls, 2 to 3 balls inside your heel, the hands are inside left thigh, and then at impact, your hand should be over your left leg. So the hand should be more forward at impact than they were at setup. Now, part of that is from the body motions, and part of that are from the hands and the wrists. And really, you have to train a little bit of both of them. Now, before we get into those fields, the number one thing that you have to have, and part of why we changed the grip there for Justin, is you have to have the club face in order. So let me give you a little visual here with the help of this little tool. So if I set this up correctly at setup, in order to give your brain motivation to get the hands more forward at impact, you need to make sure that the club face is square enough. So when we start this drill, and we saw with Justin, like level 1 of it, is just hip high swings to get started, little half swings. And we changed his grip to be a little bit stronger. You can see the grip was a little bit weak. So the V of the right thumb and index finger and left thumb and index finger were too far to the left. He still needs to get his right hand a little bit stronger, but we're getting that turn stronger. And the point of that is we want to keep the club face more square. That means it's going to be looking at the golf ball longer. The toe is going to stay in front of the heel and it's pointed down. The more square the club face is, now my brain needs to get my hands forward just to not have the club face pointed to the left. See, that points right down the target line. Now watch if I were to do my flip with that club face. You see where the loft of the club points? Too far to the left. Now if I had a weak grip and I have my club face open like he had initially, when the face is open, I have to throw it now just to get it back to the target. If with an open club face I push my hands forward, let me not hit the stick, look at how far right, my brain would never do it. So to get your brain to do this, you have to get the club face square. You start with making sure your grip is good for this, and then you make sure it's square on the way back. So 9-iron to start with, you got the stick in front, make sure your grip is good, your hands are forward inside left thigh, the V's over by your right collarbone, and start to make some swings where you get the club halfway back, toes in front of the heel, face points down, and get to what feels like an impact position with the hip, the hands over your left leg. Now, as I'm doing this, there's more weight on my left leg than I started, and my hips and pelvis are more open than I started. I just want you to get an impact feel first. So hands forward, grip strong enough, face tilted down on the way back. So the leading edge of the club, toe and heel, is about the same angle as my spine line. And then I want to get my hands over my left leg at impact. Again, my weight's forward and my hands are inside left leg. Now you only have to think about getting your hands forward to the degree that you need to, okay? What does that mean? That means inevitably some people say, well, Eric, you shouldn't think about having your hands forward. You should just be able to feel your body move and your hand should go forward automatically. And of course, I always giggle to myself because I know that person has never gave a lesson before, because that doesn't work for everyone. Listen, of course, I'd love to tell you, hey, just swing back with your body, swing through with your body, and everything's bliss, you're golden. I see like 1,200 swings every month, okay? And I can tell you for sure it doesn't work that way. It's a good starting point, okay? Your body can control the motion, but what if you feel all body and you get the impact looking like this? Then you need to feel like the arms, hands, etc. are more forward, okay? You have to feel more forward. And so we saw with Justin, what I told him in the video and what his feels were, was to focus on the body and the wrist angle. So you can see when he's doing this, these motions, he's feeling like the face is more square here. He's feeling like through impact, the left wrist is staying more flat or bowed. The right wrist is staying more bent back, and he is using his body to turn through, right? He's using his body to control the motion, but he's not just having his arms and hands loosey-goosey. He's not just letting his arms and hands do whatever they want, because if they do whatever they want, they're gonna do this, okay? So you have to actively keep the left wrist more bent or flat, keep the right wrist more bent, and use your body motions. You have to feel both of them. That might feel like more tension. That's gonna feel like you're forcing them. That is normal, okay? So when you come down, you need to feel like the hands are more forward. As we're doing this, and the hands go forward, because some people get nervous, it's fair, when you're having your hands go forward and feeling your hands more forward, they have to arc to the left through the hip. So what I'm not doing is feeling my hands more forward and going down the target line forever. Because if you do that, you're gonna hit some heel shots, some shanks. So once your hands get down to your right thigh, the right wrist is bent back, the left wrist is flat, this is the most out they should go. If you drew a line from here, now the hands would work in to the left, as my body's turning. The club head's working down and to the right, but the hands are working to the left. So it's okay to feel your hands more forward, but they don't go down and out forever. They stop going out at right thigh, then they work to the left. So as my body's turning, the hands work left, keep those same wrist angles. Those are the feels, right? And so what Justin's feeling, what I had him do for the first 2 weeks, are 20 to 30 reps per day. As you can scale like how to do this. Use something like an 8 or a 9-iron. Only hip high half swings, and only go as fast as you can do the movement correctly. So improving your golf swing is like going to the gym and improving like your workout. So what do you do at the gym? You learn a basic technique, and then it's called progressive overload, which means how you improve in a gym is adding weight to the bar, right? Or doing the same weight for more reps, but adding weight to a bar. Adding weight to a bar in the gym is like adding speed to a golf swing on the range. What does that mean? That means that what you're looking to do is get the technique correct with just the bar. Very short and slow. And then how you get better each week is you add on 5 pounds, another 5, another 5, another 5. You just add 10% speed, another 10, another 10. That's the improvement. That's how it should work. So when you're trying to get your hands forward, if you go full swing, full speed, and you say, Eric, that didn't work for me. No, that's like you're trying to learn how to squat and you put 500 pounds on. You're like, Eric, I couldn't squat the bar. Well, absolutely you couldn't squat the bar, or you couldn't squat 500. You have to just start with the bar. Okay, you're not gonna squat 500 pounds day one. You're not gonna do this full swing, full speed. Okay? So when you're doing this, 8-iron, 20, 30 reps, I would start from here, get the face tilted down, feel the left wrist stay flat, right wrist stay back to tension, and let your body, feel the body motions, hands arc left on the way through, and get used to hitting the ground at or past the golf ball. And what I would do is I would record every swing. Okay, I'm giving you guys some gold here. This is for free. What I like to do, and what I would recommend you do, is rehearse it, hit a ball, check it with video. Rehearse it, so rehearse a move, hit a ball, check it with video. And then instantly on video, I know, did I do it right? Did I not do it right? Do I need to do more, less, sooner, later, different, whatever. I wouldn't hit one single ball without video when I'm practicing my mechanical stuff. There's a time and place to do the other style practice, but when you're working on your swing, you should be able to see. This gives you a good visual, but ultimately you got to look on the video. So if I've got an 8-iron and I'm going to try and get my hands forward and hit a punch shot, you know, I don't know, 100 yards maybe, max, maybe not even, it's probably too far. And then I'm going to look and see and go shorter and slower until I could do it. So the face is tilted down, the left wrist is staying bowed, the right wrist is staying bent back. How long? Forever. Is it going to throw? Of course. When? Out past the golf ball. Okay, but if you throw early, you need to feel like it never throws, and it'll probably throw perfect. How do I know for sure? I got to check it on video. So when you look at, with the checkpoints you're looking for is when you come down, by the time the hands get, the butt of the club should get pretty close to the golf ball when the shaft's still parallel to the ground, at least in line with your right thigh. That'd be checkpoint number 1. How do I know if I'm doing enough? At impact, the hand should be over the left leg. The shaft and arm should line up once my hands are kind of over, just forward to the left leg. And then it should be on a straight line back to my body at about 45 past impact. Those would be good alignments. Butt of the club even with the ball, just behind the ball and the shaft's parallel. Hands over to left leg at impact. Shaft and arm line up just past the left leg. Shaft lines back up with the body, butt of the club towards the body, kind of in between my arms at 45. That's how you would know. And I would just transport that same feel to here when I was practicing, okay? So I would do 1 or 2 rehearsals, face down, feel those wrist angles like this, get the butt of the club out or past the ball, arcing left, okay? And then let the club head hit the turf. Club face tilted down, get the handle forward, let it go at or left of the golf ball, right? Let the hands arc left on the way through, hit the turf, and then I would start to do the same thing with the ball. Same feel, just little hip high ones. And that's about as solid as I can strike it. And you're gonna have some evidence here, right? Like you can see the divot going past the ball. I entered the ground right in line with the stick, and then I go past the ball, and I have solid contact. Now I would come check the video and say, hey, at impact, where was I? Was my butt of the club close to the ball here? And then with my hands arcing left, was I forward at impact? Fully lined up past the golf ball. So that's the drill to do, and then I take that, I do it at this speed, okay? And I wouldn't rush out of that. When I first started to learn how to work out, I did just the bar for like a freaking month. I thought the guy was nuts in the beginning. Looking back upon it, I should have done probably longer. The technique needs to be good. Master it from here, and then bring that up to like arms parallel, still like 50% speed, then go full. Then bring it back down, start to ramp up the speed, go faster, 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 faster. Just keep adding weight to the bar. So I like this just to give you a visual of it. If you're early releasing it, start with the setup, get the hands forward, grip strong enough. Then start hip high, keep the club face tilted down, learn how to get the handle forward, butt of the club pretty much even with the ball, but it's arcing left. At that point, it's already going left. My body's turning, my weight shifted forward. Keep the wrist angles into the follow through and learn to hit the ground, right? And then slowly lengthen that out. So we'll keep monitoring Justin's progress. We'll see over the next couple of months. Maybe there'll be another good before and after, but put this in if you're looking to improve your contact, get rid of your flip. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave a comment down below.